A luxury hotel looks like one of the easiest businesses in the world to make money from. A guest arrives carrying designer luggage. They spend $1,000 or sometimes several thousand for a single night. Breakfast costs more than a family dinner. The lobby resembles an art gallery. The staff seem to appear the moment anyone needs help. Every detail signals wealth. From the outside, it seems obvious that the owners must be making enormous profits. After all, how difficult could it be? Build an impressive property, charge premium prices, and wait for wealthy travelers to arrive. That sounds logical. But the reality is almost the opposite. Owning a luxury hotel is less like owning a building and more like operating a small city that never closes. Every hour of every day, hundreds or even thousands of moving parts have to work together. If even one important part breaks down, the financial damage spreads much faster than most people expect. And that reveals the real question. If luxury hotels charge so much, where does all the money actually go? The answer begins long before the first guest ever checks in. Long before the lobby smells of fresh flowers or the concierge welcomes visitors, someone has already invested an extraordinary amount of money. Luxury hotels are among the most expensive commercial buildings to develop. The land itself is usually located in prime districts, city centers, famous beaches, financial hubs, or historic destinations where land prices are already extremely high. Then comes construction. Unlike an apartment building, every visible detail matters. Marble floors, imported furniture, custom lighting, premium restaurants, spas, pools, conference halls, luxury suites, landscaping, security systems, elevators, kitchens, laundry facilities, backup generators, and advanced air conditioning systems all add enormous cost. Every additional feature is expected by guests paying premium prices. Skipping those features isn't really an option. Financing such a project often requires hundreds of millions of dollars. That immediately creates another problem. Debt. Even before the hotel earns its first dollar, interest payments may already be accumulating. Many people assume hotels only become expensive after opening. In reality, the financial pressure often starts years earlier. Now imagine the grand opening finally arrives. The rooms are beautiful. Guests begin arriving. Money starts flowing. But something unusual happens. Unlike almost every other business, hotels sell inventory that expires every single day. If a luxury watch isn't sold today, it can still be sold tomorrow. If a car remains unsold this week, the dealership simply keeps it. A hotel room works differently. If room 802 stays empty tonight, that night's revenue disappears forever. Tomorrow is a completely new product. That single fact changes the entire economics of the industry. Instead of simply maximizing prices, hotels constantly balance two competing goals. Charge too much, and rooms remain empty. Charge too little, and every room fills, but profits collapse because premium demand was underestimated. This balancing act created one of hospitality's most sophisticated disciplines: revenue management. Many travelers think hotel prices change randomly. They don't. Behind the scenes, advanced software constantly predicts demand. Local events, school holidays, flight schedules, weather, business conferences, competitor pricing, historical booking patterns. Every one of these factors influences what you pay. Two guests sleeping in identical rooms can pay dramatically different prices simply because they booked at different times. The hotel isn't trying to be unfair. It's trying to avoid wasting one of the most valuable products in the building, a night that can only be sold once. But pricing is only part of the story. The larger surprise is where most of the operating costs come from. Luxury hotels don't just maintain buildings. They maintain experiences, Every guest expects perfect service. Housekeeping cleans every room. Engineers inspect equipment. Chefs prepare meals. Receptionists handle arrivals. Concierge teams arrange transportation. Security monitors the property. Gardeners maintain outdoor spaces. Laundry departments wash enormous quantities of linens every day. Management oversees hundreds of employees. Many of these costs continue whether the hotel is full or nearly empty. Electricity doesn't disappear because occupancy falls. Insurance still has to be paid. Property taxes continue. Maintenance cannot simply stop. A leaking roof ignored today becomes a much larger repair later. This creates another counterintuitive reality. A luxury hotel can look busy while still struggling financially. Imagine a hotel with excellent occupancy. Nearly every room is booked. That sounds like success. But if those rooms were heavily discounted to attract guests, profits may remain surprisingly weak. Likewise, another hotel may appear quieter while generating more profit because it attracts higher-paying guests. This is why hotel executives focus on measurements beyond occupancy. One of the most important combines room rates with occupancy to show how efficiently rooms generate revenue. A full hotel isn't automatically a successful hotel. Now, consider something else. Rooms are only one source of income. Luxury hotels earn revenue from restaurants, bars, clubs, conference facilities, wedding venues, parking, retail stores, laundry services, airport transfers, corporate events, meeting rooms, membership programs. Sometimes branded residences attached to the hotel generate even larger profits than guest rooms themselves. The building begins functioning as an ecosystem rather than a single business. Yet even these businesses have hidden economics. Restaurants inside luxury hotels aren't always the biggest profit generators. Sometimes they exist because they strengthen the hotel's reputation. A famous restaurant attracts wealthy visitors. Those visitors book rooms. Corporate clients hold meetings. Luxury brands host product launches. The restaurant becomes part of the marketing engine. Not every department needs to maximize profit individually. Sometimes its real job is increasing the value of everything else. That idea appears again when looking at some of the world's largest hotel companies. Here's where the story becomes even more surprising. Many famous hotel companies don't actually own most of their hotels. Take Marriott International. Millions of travelers assume Marriott owns thousands of luxury buildings around the world. In reality, much of its expansion has come through an asset-light strategy. Instead of purchasing every hotel, independent owners finance and own the properties. Marriott contributes something different. Its global brand, reservation system, loyalty program, operational standards, management expertise. In exchange, property owners pay management and franchise fees. This arrangement dramatically reduces the amount of capital Marriott needs to expand. Instead of investing billions into buying real estate, it focuses on operating systems and brand value. It also shifts much of the property risk onto investors. That's an important lesson. Sometimes the most valuable asset isn't the building. It's the trust attached to the name on the building. That trust influences where travelers book. It encourages repeat customers. It reassures corporate travel departments. It helps justify premium pricing. The logo itself becomes an economic asset. But what happens when demand suddenly disappears? The answer became painfully clear during the COVID-19 pandemic. International travel slowed dramatically. Business trips stopped. Conferences were canceled. Tourism collapsed in many destinations. For hotels, revenue disappeared almost overnight. Unfortunately, many expenses did not. Loan repayments remained. Maintenance continued. Insurance bills still arrived. Utilities still had to operate. Many employees still required support. Some hotels temporarily closed. Others reduced services. Many delayed renovations. Luxury properties that once appeared financially unstoppable suddenly faced one of the greatest challenges in modern hospitality. Recovery required more than waiting for tourists. Hotels introduced flexible staffing, digital check-in, contactless technology, improved pricing systems, greater focus on domestic travel. Some shifted toward extended stay guests instead of short vacations. The crisis reinforced a lesson investors had long understood. Hotels are highly sensitive to economic shocks. When business confidence falls, luxury travel often declines first. When uncertainty rises, conferences are postponed. International tourism slows. Luxury hospitality sits close to the heartbeat of the global economy. Yet the industry continues growing. Because luxury hotels don't simply compete on accommodation anymore. They compete on experience. Modern travelers increasingly value personalized service, wellness, privacy, architecture, exclusive dining, and memorable experiences. Technology is also changing operations. Artificial intelligence now helps forecast demand, optimize staffing, personalize guest offers, and reduce waste. Energy-efficient systems lower long-term costs. Smart buildings monitor electricity and water usage in real time. Sustainability is becoming more than a marketing slogan. Lower energy consumption often improves profitability as well. The hotels that adapt fastest may gain an advantage that guests never even notice. And perhaps that's the biggest irony of all. The better a luxury hotel performs, the less guests think about the enormous system operating around them. They don't notice the software predicting demand. They don't see engineers monitoring mechanical equipment. They rarely think about financing costs, staffing schedules, or maintenance plans. They simply enjoy a seamless experience. Creating something that appears effortless requires extraordinary complexity behind the scenes. That's the real economics of owning a luxury hotel. It isn't primarily a business of expensive rooms. It isn't even primarily a business of hospitality. It's a business of managing risk, reputation, real estate, technology, finance, and human service at exactly the same time. The room is only the product guests can see. The invisible system behind that room is where the real business exists. And that's why some luxury hotels become enduring icons while others quietly struggle despite charging some of the highest prices in the world. In the end, owning a luxury hotel isn't about convincing people to spend one unforgettable night. It's about building an economic system capable of delivering that same promise every single day for decades.